The Echo Study. This is the Emily and Rachel event. Throughout the years, we have watched Amberlynn Reid kind of shuffle through a series of side characters. Destiny, Beck, Mama Lynn, Tammy Lynn, Eric, Ricky, and the list goes on. In the last few years, Amber has kind of locked down her channel and shown less and less. While she was giving the reaction channels a lot less to work with, this did not deter them in any way. Instead, they would focus on the most mundane events: the DoorDash Flirtgate, Bug on Amber extravaganza, Mickey Mouse outfit catastrophe. With little or nothing to go on, the channels would just magnify anything Amber does. So she was further bullied into showing less and less. Amber makes many mistakes and takes no accountability, so it leaves her little room to show her real life. In the year of Oh Lordy It's Geordie 2025, Amber continues the Emily saga.
Okay, let's go.
This, in fact, is the darkest girl world has become.
Oh my God. That might be a go down in history line for Amberlynn.
With feederism, deaths, weird archives that I cannot unclick, Emily, the grim feeder, looms over the entire Amberverse and threatens what we all hold so dear: the Amber drama. Emily has been accused of aiding her ex-fiance's death, Colleen, who was like a public figure after she was featured on Dr. Oz. No matter what anyone has to say about Emily, if she did or did not aid in the death of Colleen, Amber has gained a lot of weight since Emily came into the picture. They made promises to each other to travel and do a lot of things together, and this era has really just become Amberlynn living alone in her apartment, unable to do most things because of her size, obsessing about Emily. While the viewers have spent a lot of this time harassing Emily, they also harass Amber. And I think this kind of forces them more together in a weird kind of cult of Amberlynn Reid. We know that cults give you this experience you cannot explain to others. No one will understand what you went through, and when you seek support or guidance from others, they can't understand or help you. How could they? They have never experienced thousands of people obsess over them, or dox them, or think of them in a way that they maybe don't think of themselves, because I think all of these things are more justified in their minds than the public is willing to admit. I think a lot of people wouldn't be willing to show their face after the event with Emily and her ex-fiance, much less crawl into the Amberlynn Reid world.
Excuse me, bro. I've had a bad day. Can I have a hug? Yeah.
You get the fuck out my face.
So all of the harassment backfired in a way that we all hate. Instead of Amber fearing Emily, she understood the witch hunt. And these are only my opinions, but Emily and Amber both being so hated makes a space of understanding between them. Amber has done some terrible things in the public, and she suffers from the consequences every single day.
Get mayonnaise, the olives kind of give that like kick you need.
A big belly, and someone's belly is pushing up into the buttons.
She is able to make money from super chats and from like ads from her videos, but she has zero support from any companies and any other YouTubers or really anyone. I tried to look objectively at the facts and make the most logical conclusion, and obviously this is just my conclusion and my opinion. So now I want to go over the reaction channel Rachel. Rachel seems to have formed some kind of bond with Emily and then exchanged the idea of money for screenshots and personal information about Emily and Amber's life and fights together. Rachel made a video exposing Amber's bad behaviors that have been documented in the past by many people and previous girlfriends. And this just all felt kind of weird and left a bad taste in our mouth because nobody thinks this domestic issue is tea for us to like speculate over, or anyone that's thinking logically about any of this. Quickly after this video was made, Rachel seems to have gotten word from Emily that she's still talking to Amber and threw a hissy fit. Was she jealous? Did she feel manipulated? Has her ego taken a hit because she thought no way could she be manipulated? by Emily. Reaction channels could be doing master classes in manipulation and cult-like behavior and talking about how even someone as cunning, or seems to be,
Hello and welcome back. As you all know, Amberlynn Reid went live in these
as cunning as Rachel can be manipulated. So we have a reaction channel that contacted Amber's ex, curated whatever kind of relationship could with that ex to get information. Then we learn from Rachel, I think, because Emily was trying to blackmail Rachel.
I'm not a stupid fucking idiot. I know it was just a pig, but for 50 seconds it felt really real.
That she entered into a monetary deal with Emily. Rachel said she would pay Emily, and then she took it back when she realized Emily was messing with her too. So this is when the shit hits the fan. Someone we don't know exposed screenshots from a Discord server that was supposedly supposed to be private.
The tea is exceptionally good today. Who made this?
And I'm guessing someone that felt restricted by that space, or maybe they were just mad, decided to release all this information. So many of the people within the community, the reaction channels, are catching strays and side fighting, and they're all just having a real time. So now Rachel's been promoted to a side character along with Jordy, and some of the smaller reaction channels are coming out with criticism, like Salty Crab, but a lot of the main channels are sweeping this under the rug, trying to focus on Amber's current November live streak. Amber has cried a few times, she did her nails, she hasn't showered, and overall Amber just doing Amber things. It's incredibly boring.
I said, damn, bitch!
And shows the lack of any coverage by all of these other channels about this situation. Rachel's response has gotten her into even more trouble, as she was horrible on the Discord about money, about Amber's ex, about donating money to Amber's ex, and thinking this will claim absolution. And this is her cycle. Rachel acts holier than thou, gets caught up in very questionable, unethical things. Then she donates to charity to show and she shows the proof.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
Studio Deets came out and said she would love to show more of the private messages to say, and everyone could see how nice they all are, right? But then she also said it makes her feel disgusted that the private messages were leaked. So it can't be both things. I do think that these smaller channels don't know how to react to this, and the other channels are throwing them under the bus, though. I think they got caught up in the drama created by a system of these upper echelon creators. We can see how they make a space for more butt licking in between them. They befriend smaller channels to keep them under their boot. They don't want these people to say anything bad about them. They're their friends. They're there for help. And of course, now they're just going to throw everyone under the bus. Snowflake feigns professionalism, but he's right there with everyone else. It's lazy content, cycling insults. They don't make scripts. They don't seem to care at all. And it seems like he's written down 5 different insults and he just watches whatever and throws them over the content. His newest rambling content, he isn't even listening to what she's saying. Because if he was listening and let's say making criticism from what's going on, that would make sense. But he doesn't. He always goes back to other things. He goes back to the cat. He goes back to someone I wish we wouldn't even be talking about on the channel that's a minor. He keeps bringing this person up over and over again, and it is a problem. We don't need to keep drawing attention to people that have been harmed in this situation. Snowflake, try to do some research and make a video that isn't lazy. We have so many content creators that could be covering that Rachel, Amber, Emily, love triangle. It's happened again. Somehow, Amber keeps snagging these women. Emily is more cunning and charming than anyone wants to admit because they're so focused on insults. I'm not against your criticism and insults. I'm against how lazy they are. Y'all are so lazy. So now you made Amber the star and you have to orbit around her. Poor reaction channel structures based on the top echelon of lazy creators curated a space no one wants to talk about the side characters or even admit that they are them. Emily still continues to release more information about Amber and their personal life for money. What I would like to say to her is support means you're creating a space of stability. You can become a kind of mirror. It shows the addicted person what peace could look like even when they can't feel it for themselves. Stability isn't passive. It's like holding your boundaries without cruelty, offering compassion, and keeping your own life whole so theirs one day might find shape. You cannot be their sobriety or stability, but you can be the quiet proof that stability exists and that it is possible to return to that. I find the real issue is Emily seems to be using this proof as a way to absolute her crimes or something and prove that she was never a death feeder. She never wanted Amber to lose or gain any weight. She's just passive in this entire thing. Well, you've created a lot of chaos. You're not passive. You have not created a space of stability. If you do love Amber, you have done nothing but create a space that scares all of us. Rachel,
you big, fat, white, nasty, smelling, fat bitch. Why you took me off the motherfucking schedule with your trifling, dirty, white, racist ass, big, fat bitch, oompa
is complicit in this behavior of giving Emily a platform to speak when she is the most horrible person, maybe in Wisconsin, maybe in the whole Midwest. All right. Again, sorry. Thanks for watching. This is Echo Study.